Hi, my name is McElhaney. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
What's up, gang? I'm Clements and I'm from Virginia. If you could turn back the time and talk to your 16-year-old self, what would you tell him or her?
Okay. I would tell my 16-year-old self that everything's gonna be okay. It's all gonna work out in the end. When I was 16, I made a lot of bad mistakes and a lot of bad choices, and I didn't know who I was. I didn't know like what I wanted in life. And so now that I'm like older, I see that like everything has a plan and everything that you go through is for a reason. And so I think I would have just like learned to be more content through those seasons and like understand that they're gonna work out and like everything's gonna be okay. It all has a plan, it all has a purpose, like where you're not gonna see the ending, but like now I look back and I'm like, wow, I thought I knew everything, but I didn't. I knew nothing, and I was so clueless. And also, I would tell myself to have more confidence because I was super insecure, and I was super like lonely, and I would tell myself to like, you know, get it together. You're good. God made you who you are for a reason, and be bold. I feel like I wish I would have made more, like I would have done more things and like went out, but I was always too scared and like had like anxiety about like what people would think about me. When in reality, I like lost so many memories and like lost so much time because I wasn't bold enough and like went out and did stuff. So
I'd say I was kind of the same way because I was a North American missions kid. So like I completely relocated and I didn't know anyone, so I didn't ever go out with anyone. But yeah.
do you think that like if you could give yourself like if you could say one thing to your 16-year-old self, like you see yourself now, you go back and you're 16 and you could just say one thing to them, what would you say?
Kind of the same thing you did, just like be confident in who you are and trust that God knows what he's doing.
What's your best compliment you've ever received?
Probably my hair.
You like your hair?
I love my hair.
Would you ever get a mullet?
I already had one.
When?
Whenever we first got to school.
I don't remember that. You need to get a mullet again.
I don't need to get a mullet.
Okay.
It was a bad season.
Don't get a mullet again.
I was a douchebag with the mullet.
Oh.
But, and then like one of my biggest insecurities is my nose, and someone said it was cute, so.
It is cute. Why is that an insecurity?
I don't know. It's just weird.
Aww.
It's like on your face.
But
like
that's just like, that's how you're made.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad about it.
It's just right there.
But everybody has stuff that they don't like.
Like you look at someone, like I'm looking at you right now. And
my nose, I feel like, is weird.
No.
Yeah.
Like you have a good nose.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
Your nose is cute.
What about you?
Best compliment?
Yeah.
Probably, I love when people tell me that I'm like a good person, that I'm kind. Because like, obviously like when someone tells you you're pretty, like it means something and it's sweet, but I feel like when someone like compliments me on my personality or the way I treat other people, that matters more because you can't, like you can walk up to someone and say that they're pretty, but you can't like know if someone's kind or not unless you like get to know them. So then that means that they've actually taken time, they've watched me, they've like judged me, but in like a good way, if that makes sense. So yeah. I feel like that's what I like the best. Okay, so growing up, how would you like describe your childhood and how would you describe like your life as like a American missions like child? How would you describe that to like affect who you are and like affect like obviously you're at Urshan because you've lived through that and you believe that like you're meant for ministry. So how do you think that that's like affected you and given you like what's your passions, like what's your goals now, like being raised that way? It's
definitely made me a lot more outgoing because I've had to like go out and meet people obviously. And I've done a lot of like outreach and stuff, but I resorted to music a lot because like I just found myself in it and stuff. But I aspire to be a preacher, but that's like the ultimate goal. But yeah. That's awesome. That's good. That is good. What about you?
Well, I grew up as a pastor's kid, so when we started our church, there was only 3 people in the church, and the same 3 people are not even there today. So literally our church is built up from my parents. And I can remember we took on the church when I was like 6, and there was no kids there at all. And so when we first started getting families, I was like 7, and I can remember like being in my parents' room, we were just praying for kids to come. And then we had our first family come. And so just like being in a church like that where we literally went from nothing to now we run like 150, and we're like growing a building, it just makes you like you start getting a heart and a hunger for souls, and like you want to see souls saved. And because I've grown up in ministry my whole life, it's like second nature to me. It's my whole life. It's all I've ever known. And so I knew that if I didn't do ministry, I would be so unhappy. And I just have a passion for people. And like I say this, I had to write a paper in school, and I say this all the time, but like watching people like come into church with all their brokenness and like everything that they're dealing with, and watching them just like cry and surrender everything to God, like that will never get old to me. Watching someone get the Holy Ghost for the first time, that will never get old. And that's the goal. Like when you watch those people, when you watch them come in and like watch their life changed right before your eyes, it's just like the most powerful thing. And so I want to reach as many people as I can, and I want to do, like, I love music. I have a passion for music. I think like worship is really important because it sets the tone for like how the service will go. So I have a passion for worship, but ultimately I want to preach and get my license and be a boss woman.
What is up, guys? It's Colton Davis. Back on the podcast with y'all. This is actually the first time we're really trying this out, so I'm kind of throwing it out there. If y'all like this, leave in the comments any topics you can come up with. That'd be awesome. I just want more content for y'all, and it's something that y'all seem like you would really be looking forward to, or it'd be really interesting to you. I have with me today
Morgan McElhaney. I'm from Tennessee.
From Tennessee. We're out in Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville. We love Nashville. I've said that
Yes.
before in like another video, haven't I?
Yes.
Whatever. Y'all will see that one actually coming up. I'm Colton Davis. As y'all know, I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're going to be kind of like an interesting subject today. We're going to be talking about college life. Me and Morgan, we both go to Urshan College, incredible school. What's the full name of it? Do you know? Urshan
No.
Graduate School of Theology,
yeah.
Liberal Arts College. I'm pursuing a degree in organizational leadership. It can be most closely related to a business degree. What are you going for?
So I'm going to Urshan for a Christian ministries degree, which is just kind of, you're preaching, teaching, you can go into counseling, you can pretty much do it all, just Christian ministries to pursue preaching. But then my secular degree is education. So I'm still taking a degree in education K through 5.
That's awesome.
So teacher.
Cool. So do you have any like college experience other than right now going to school?
Yes. So prior to going to school at Urshan, I did a year of college at home, and I did just community college. So I lived at home, drove, and commuted. So I had a couple classes in person, a couple classes online, and Tennessee does 2 years for free, so I did the Tennessee Promise and
That's cool.
worked towards that. So I did a year prior to coming to Urshan.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What was going to college like after getting out of high school? So your whole high school experience, all those people, what was it kind of the transition from high school to going and being a college student? Kind of like, like when I went to college at least, I'm like, like I'm an adult, I'm grown, like this is life. You got to figure out what you want to do, figure out what I want to become. Like at least me personally, like I was like, what the frick? And like going to college was like insanity to me.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you personally?
So for me, because I did stay at home and chose to do community college, it was a little bit different. It didn't really feel like, as far as the scheduling goes, it was a lot more flexible. It was super, super chill, super easy. I started working a full-time job on top of that, so I had more flexibility with scheduling. But as far as socially, it was completely different. I went from being with friends every single day at high school to not really having a personal connection with the people that were in my college. So I really didn't know them. And I just went to school. I would go for a couple classes and leave. So I didn't really know my teachers, I didn't know my students. And I was also living at home, so I didn't really have to have that
Real college experience.
That real college yeah, exactly. And I really didn't have to have that, okay, I'm an adult, I'm on my own, I have to figure things out for myself. No, I was still kind of under my parents' rules and what they said. So yes, I've always been responsible. I got a full-time job and I started working towards, I bought a car through that time. I was responsible, but it was just I didn't have the freedom to make choices for myself, for my future, if that makes sense, all on my own, completely. Okay. What about you? Did you go to college prior to?
So yeah, I did. I actually, I had some college credits coming out of high school, but I came to Urshan before actually for 3 semesters. Left for 3 semesters, just to save up and come back. But me just going into college, just experience-wise, was crazy because especially coming out of high school, I feel like coming out of high school is wild and going to college because you have these people you build huge relationships, best friends, people who are still family to me to this day, but you lose those connections. And I'm from South Carolina, so going all the way here to St. Louis, Missouri or Wentzville, Missouri was 15 hours away. So I completely disconnected from everything that was comfortable for me, anything comfort. was just gone. Like you had no one to fall back on. I have no family here. So college life, like first off, is awesome. The freedom, I got to be away from my parents. Like any kid wants to be away from their parents. They want that separation. Usually, if you're normal. What?
Especially a pastor's kid.
Yeah, especially a pastor's kid. Which me and Mika are both pastors' kids, we're both PKs. So you definitely want that separation. You want to be able to make decisions on your own without feeling like somebody else like speaking into your head about it. And you want to make life decisions for you, not for somebody else. So like coming in college was like a huge growing experience for me, and I learned a lot in those first 2 years.
Yeah, I would say for me, coming to Urshan was the best experience of my entire life. Like leaving my house, I love my parents, I love my family, super close with them, like have a great relationship with them. And it was hard. I agree with you. Like it's so hard leaving everything you're comfortable with and going into the unknown of like you literally know no one when I came to college I knew no one. I didn't even know my roommate. I met her one other time. So it's just like you're thrown in a situation where you don't know who you're living with, you don't know anyone, but at the same time, I don't think I've ever grown more than when I've been here. And leaving and like being on your own, anyone who wants to go to college, if you have the opportunity or have the availability to actually go to college and get away, I suggest go. It's the best decision you'll ever make. You'll learn so much about yourself, you'll grow. You have to be responsible, obviously, but it just teaches you so much, and you start to have a different view on your parents. Your relationship with your parents changes once you go to college. I didn't know how that would affect, but once I did leave, my mom has become more of like my friend, and she's still my mom. She still tells me what to do, but she has become more of like she gives me advice on things, and I can go to her about things that I probably couldn't go to her about when I was at home, just because of that. It felt like she was more of like telling me what to do and what not to do than as like guiding me now. Like she was guiding me then, and now she's just kind of giving me advice and just mentoring me now.
I feel like you can only grow so much in a comfort zone of what you're used to. The biggest growth you'll ever experience in your life is going to be literally outside of your comfort zone. Thrown into a situation like college is like just growth. And always, not all growth is good. In a way, like you're gonna make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, so just expect that going to college. But also, you'll learn things throughout your life, and through those mistakes, you'll learn life lessons that you'll keep forever. For Urshan specifically, when you went to college at first, like coming here, this is your first semester here, right? All right. What did you feel like lonely in a way coming here? Because I feel like a lot of people are afraid to come to Urshan because they're like that same thing. I don't know anybody. I'm not gonna have any friends. No one's gonna talk to me. Like, how was that for you coming in Urshan? Did you feel those things? And how do you feel now? Okay.
So coming in, I had all the same fears that he just expressed. Yes, I was scared. I was terrified. I literally knew nobody. And I'm super outgoing, but still, I was just so anxious, and I was like, what are people gonna think about me? Everyone's already gonna have their cliques. But when you come in, you realize that nobody knew anyone. Like, we were all strangers to each other. And you just start to talk to people, you mingle, you meet. No one is gonna be seclusive to you. Like, no one's not gonna talk to you. If you go up to talk to someone, they're gonna talk to you. Everyone here is super friendly. I mean, everybody here is in ministry. Everyone here is pursuing something to do with God. And so, we're all Christians. And so, everyone is pretty nice. And the friends that I did hang out with, though, for like the first 2 weeks, I'm not really the same friends with the same people I hung out with.
It's crazy, right? I feel like it's the same thing. Like the people you come in and hang out with, like those first like month or so, or like even a couple weeks, like I do not hang out with those people as much. Like you kind of find a core friend group. I feel like that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say your roommate situation is going to be a big thing for you. Find a good roommate.
Hey, shout out to my dog behind the camera, Clements. That's my boy. Roomies for life.
My roommate is named Morgan, ironically, but she's like my sister. She's my best friend. She's that one person I can tell anything to. So if you get a good roommate, then your life will be a lot better.
Literally a lot better.
Like, but if you don't,
you live with this person. Like they are in very close proximity to you. Your roommate though, like super close proximity. If you don't get along with them, it'll make your life a lot more miserable, but you can always switch roommates, so don't let that discourage you from coming to Urshan College.
Exactly.
What? No, I love my roommate to death. I'm not throwing any hints out at all. What about?
I just think that like when you first come in, you have all these expectations of how it's going to be, and then now like looking back, I'm like, I had all those expectations for no reason because once you get here, the first 2 weeks are super crazy. You're super busy. You're trying to meet people. You're trying to figure out who are these people. You're trying to figure out who you are. You're now on your own, and you're like, what am I doing with my life now? But after you get through probably the first 3 weeks, everything starts to settle down. You start to get comfortable with life. You start to get a schedule, and you start really like getting to know people.
So
and
you're halfway through your first semester here. Do you already feel like you've grown?
I have grown so much.
Yeah.
So much. Like I'm realizing like who I am and what are my actual goals? What are my actual passions? Like coming in, I had a plan. As you could say, like this is what I'm gonna do, this is where I'm going. And now that I've been here, that plan has completely, like it's gone. I don't even have a plan anymore.
God has a way of doing that.
Yeah, he does. But that's the amazing thing about it is you don't have to know what you're doing and God will work it all out. And with Urshan is, if you're thinking about going to Urshan, do it. It is even if you just go for 1 year, that's what my parents told me, but it's the best experience you could ever have.
Absolutely.
Spiritually you grow, mentally you grow, you make friends that will last you a lifetime. It's the best experience. And we party all the time. I mean, it's so fun. Like every day is a party. Cool. So fun. So come to Urshan. Come to
Urshan College. I completely agree with Morgan. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If y'all want to see more content like this, leave that down in the comments below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. That would be so amazing. Thank you for supporting the channel and everything y'all do. Y'all are literally incredible. I have so much fun doing this and just being a part of this community. So if y'all have any topics that you'd like to leave in the comments, go for that. I will literally listen. I look at everything. I look at all feedback, negative, positive. It doesn't have to be constructive criticism. I can take it, all right? It's completely fine. But if you'd like to make it a little nicer, like that's cool.
Let's block out the haters.
Block out all the haters.
Hate.
Exactly. No hate here. No, I'm kidding. It's cool. Say whatever y'all want. I'll take any criticism or anything. If y'all have ideas, throw them out there. I'm always down to listen. Thank y'all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Peace out.